So during these strange times, I kind of had an idea to do something a little different. That idea being that I have quite a lot of old issues of Game Informer. So I figured let's just kind of take a look through some of these old ones. I have mostly newer ones, but I do have some older ones kind of scattered throughout. Like this one has stuff from Resident Evil 5. Here's one from like the PS3 era. But I also just recently tracked down online this bad boy. We got a Game Informer where the cover story is for Resident Evil 2, the original. So I figured that could be kind of interesting to go look through it. It's got some Square stuff in there. I haven't even looked through this one yet, so I think I'm going to save that one for last. We're going to go through some of these first, and hopefully I don't accidentally dox myself because my address is on every single one of these. We're going to start with the Bioshock one because it's the earliest one that I have that would be somewhat interesting. I looked through them vaguely just to make sure that, you know, they would be somewhat of note to look through. So let's get this started. Maybe we'll get some ASMR from this. Timeshift. That is like a vaguely familiar sounding game. Hell yeah, dude. Download songs in full. Where else could you do that? Other than on a flip phone. We got some cool people here. Ooh, I see a little Edgy the Hedgy. The Readers Strike Back. To Matt, I just wanted to personally tell you that you have lost my respect as a game reviewer. You were a fool to give the game Shadow the Hedgehog a rating of 4 in issue 153. If I were standing in front of you right now, I would either punch you in the face or use a Chaos Emerald to use Chaos Blast and send you into oblivion. That game was the best Sonic game ever created, except for possibly Sonic Heroes. Is this all about Shadow? I just read your review of Shadow the Hedgehog. Those are all about Shadow. That is unbelievable. That's the Sonic fan base for you. I don't know what that is. Current gen continued, still not dead. There he is. There's my boy. Yakuza Ps2. Sega releases the first Japanese game to deal with the subject of the country's tattooed mafia gang. That's kind of funny. This was just kind of like a late-term PS2 game. They probably just dumped it out, but they also, in the localization, like, Mark Hamill plays Majima. It's got, like, a cast to it. They dubbed it. It's the only one before Judgment that they actually dubbed, which is really strange. Because I always got the sense that they just kind of dumped it onto the PS2, like, last minute. Konami's Silent Hill series keeps us up at nights, and we're glad to see the film adaptation of The Freak Show has been given a release date of April 21st. The movie stars Seon Bayon as he and his wife try to find answers for their daughter's mysterious illness. I would say that movie in no way stars Sean Bean. He's like barely in it. I did I think it was like 37 movie long horror movie marathon this year for Halloween. Because I always watch a bunch of horror movies in October. The Silent Hill movie was one of them this year, because I tried to do more games, or more movies that I've never watched before, and honestly, it's pretty good. Top Gun producer Jerry Bruckheimer might do a movie adaptation of Prince of Persia. That did happen, but I think it was the guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean. Although those guys usually, Jerry Bruckheimer and the other guy usually, Gore Verbinski, I think, usually do those together. Actually, Gore Verbinski might not have been involved. I think they're right about just Jerry Bruckheimer. Oh, Beautiful Joe! I actually own that on DVD and UMD. Beautiful Joe cartoon is a hit. It's not very good. The show is being transferred to DVD. The disc only runs about an hour and 5 minutes. I have the first 5 volumes of that just because I was like, well, there's not very much Beautiful Joe merch out there. Yeah, not a good show. What is this thing, and why can't I turn the page? What is this? We've watched Peter Parker die. Amazing Spider-Man. That looks like a character model from the Ultimate Spider-Man game, but I guess it's a drawing? Every man builds his world in his own... Oh wait, that's an Ayn Rand quote, so I shouldn't be saying it in that voice. So there's Bioshock. One of... I've said this before, but there's like three to four seminal video games that, like, your first time through is like one of the most magical experiences. Bioshock is one of those for me. It is... You will never forget your first trip through Rapture. I really need to play this again. I haven't played it since, I think since they put it on the PS3. I need to play the HD, like, PS4 collection. The next generation is really about choice and emergence and continuous experience. It's not about individual levels. Does that quote make sense in the context of Bioshock? I don't know. Ooh, I remember playing this demo when it first came out, really enjoying it, just playing it over and over again. This is a game I never actually played, though. Maybe I'll go back at some point, because it is kind of fun. It's just like, it didn't need to be made, and it's just one of those weird licensed games, even though it's not licensed on anything, or from anything. It's just an incredibly strange game. Wait, oh yeah, that is Chow Yun-Fat. That's weird. I don't remember what Square Enix was doing in 2016. Nothing that looks interesting to me. Oh, okay. I guess Kingdom Hearts 2. I still have yet to play 3. I have it. I got it on a Black Friday sale, but have yet to play it. I've got nothing but time now due to the quarantine, so we'll see. Look what we have here, fellas and ladies. Dead Rising. One of, if not my favorite games of all time. Although there's nothing really too interesting about these screenshots. Like, I mean, that maybe there's too many zombies on screen. But there's not like an early look at Frank or anything like that. I think that's also not the correct release window. I don't think it came out in the summer. Actually, it might have. Run. I told the zombies that Romero's movies suck. Huh. It's like a precursor of what's to come. Some missions require you to help out others who are trapped in the mall. I guess that's different, the way his name is displayed. But that's like such a little thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Far Cry, I've never been interested in any of those. What is this? Oh, this is just Tetris. Don't care. I saw Samus and was like, oh, that's interesting. Devil May Cry 3. That's the edition that they had to release because the original edition was too hard for us dumb Americans. Here's a game that I know everyone really, really loves. The Da Vinci Code. It ain't where you from. Where you at? I don't understand what that means. I guess it's a phone commercial? It's got some Onimusha stuff in there. This looks like a fake game. Yeah, this looks fake. This doesn't look real. Thanks, Odama. Ooh, I see Jill. Oh, this is Deadly Silence, which is the best version of the original game. Not counting the remake, that's a separate thing. Of the original PS1 game, the DS version is the best version. And it's weird that they only made it a 7.75. Also, here's this. King Kong, that's a pretty cool looking image. Oh, here's a trivia thing at the end. Let's see, what do we got? I don't know any of these. Why is there a picture of John Connor? Why is there a picture of John Connor? Oh. I don't know any of these. Battle chess. I don't know any of these. Killer 7 is a game I only just recently played for the first time, so I don't even remember. Harmon Smith, I think, is a character from Killer 7. So here we have issue 182. This is the one that has some Resident Evil 5 never-before-seen screens. So that could be pretty interesting. Ooh! Something good to open it up to. I don't remember that releasing in June, honestly. Where's my eye patch? Whoa, look at how detailed his mustache is. Oh god, remember this game? This is another one where I remember playing the demo of this a lot. But it was just not good. Not nearly as fun as the Stranglehold. Haze is a game I remember when it was coming out, but I feel like it's one of those games that never actually did come out. This might actually be the image that made me excited for this game. Because I remember being very excited by all of the, like, marketing for this game. So if there's something in here, 'cause I probably bought it for Resident Evil 5 and then saw some of this and then got excited. So that's entirely possible. This is entirely possible that this is where I got inspired to play the game. Yeah, because this was even before the PS3 version. Oh my god, what a mess of a game. Hello, my name is Kratos. Nintendo's software problem. Is the Wii buried under shovelware? Yes. But also, I don't think they care because of how much it sold, so, you know. This is one of my favorite bits of trivia. I tell everyone this whenever Okami comes up. Is that on the Wii version, you can see they used artwork from IGN, and the IGN logo is still there. I have this version of the game, and it is completely noticeable. This is a question when I'm trying to go to sleep sometimes I just can't sleep because I think, what if Bungie's Jamie Greisemer made the next Zelda? It keeps me up at night. Bad game. Really bad game. Just one of the worst. It's fine. Nah, it's bad. Hello, my name is Sid Meier. I had these. I was so excited when these came out. When the NECA Gears of War figures came out, I think it was Marcus, a drone, and Cole, I think were the first three. Those were so... Yeah, hold on. Marcus, Cole, drone, and a sniper. Too bad these guys don't talk because we want to hear more about Cole's time. Yeah, if they made a talking Cole figure, that would be pretty incredible. What released on my birthday? Anything? No? June 22nd, nothing released? Where is the 22nd? It just doesn't exist. Prince of Persia. Was this the one that people really liked? No, Sands of Time was the one that people... Here we go. Resident Evil 5. New information on Resident Evil 5 has been difficult to come by. So this is definitely after they added Sheva in. But this is funny. Unless this brunette is a completely new character, she pretty much has to be Claire Redfield. She looks just like previous character models of Claire. She's clearly a black woman. Like, there's nothing... You just can't look at that picture and go, that's a white woman. Her skin is definitely white. That is ridiculous. And this I find kind of funny too. They're speculating who the blonde woman is. And I guess they figure that it's Sherry. She's there, and then this woman is going to be Sherry when she's literally just some woman, which I think is funny. Oh wait, that's Alexia. Wait a minute, hold on. Sherry's imprisoned fate from Wesker's report, but that's now non-canon. I found out. Bonus disc released alongside Code Veronica. Yeah, that's not real anymore. This is just gonna be getting into just Resident Evil lore, and I'm okay with that. I think that would have been interesting if they brought Billy back. They're saying many suspected that Billy was the main character. He hasn't been mentioned. Still hasn't been mentioned, by the way. That would be interesting to see him come back in 5. Yep, the chainsaw is back. It's a different guy. I remember they did make a big deal about how it was going to be like way harder. Melee is to expand on the action. The ability to strafe, that never happened. Oh, that's it. Oof. Talk about a downgrade. Went from one of my favorite games of all time to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Ooh. Like this game. This is a good game. Lost Planet, I feel like it always gets kind of thrown under the radar. People don't really talk about it as much when it comes to Capcom games, but this is a very good looking game. It plays well, and it's a fun game. May it rest in peace. This was one of the best online games. Metal Gear Online for Metal Gear Solid 4 was such a unique experience. That was truly a sad day when that went offline, and Metal Gear Solid 5's online was not nearly as good. It was just so different. Man, I miss that. I'm sure someone probably has like a server somewhere. We may be foolishly optimistic, but we have a feeling that 2008 will be the year when Sonic jumps back into the spotlight. Well, he half jumps into the spotlight, because that's half of a good game. Here we go, Lost Planet. Yeah, 8.25, that's a pretty good score, I would say. So we've got Big Boss, Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Solidus Snake. We've got, is that Vamp? It's Vamp, the boss. That's Otacon, Campbell, Naomi, Ocelot. And we've got Rex, and we've got everyone's favorite character, Liquid Snake's arm. Oh, more characters. Meryl, Ava, Gerlukovich, Raiden, Gray Fox. Everyone's favorite character besides his arm is Lara Croft. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what my score is, because my e-gamer match is always Wario. Alright, so the next one is Game Informer, what number? It's October 2008. I don't know what the number is. It's 180. 186. Star Trek Online, but I don't care. Leonard. Ugh. Ugh. You know, this is just one of those questions, honestly, that keeps me up at night. I always am thinking to myself, what if Ubisoft's Patrice Delitz made the next Metal Gear Solid? I think about that all the time. Oh, it's Jim Lee. What's he doing here? Batman Rise of Sin Tzu by Ubisoft. It's not successful. No, it is not. Lee's contribution is he just created Sun Tzu. That is a weird game that Chris and I played.
Yeah.
Dead Space Downfall. It's pretty alright. Which means, I guess Dead Space was probably around the same time. Also, I think I just ripped a page by accident. Ooh, Dead Space. What do we got here? We got those exploders. Waste collection pouch for the win. Wow. This is incredibly dated. And then, yeah, this was a good time. This was, like, the only good time for Dead Space. There was comics, there was movie, there was game. Still the best game in the series. Has not been beat. Which, I always find funny that the game that they did right before this was the Simpsons movie game. Or no, just the Simpsons game. This was a good game. I rented this game when it came out, played it over the weekend, returned it, never played it again, but I remember it very fondly, and was considering picking it up when they just remastered it. Sonic Chronicles, the game that resulted in massive lawsuits against Sega that eventually ended up canceling the Archie comics series, which is pretty weird. Oh, here's another Dead Rising. Okay, Capcom, now that you're getting the obligatory port out of the way, start talking sequel. I wonder if they would have said that if they knew how bad it would get. If they knew Dead Rising 4 was what we were gonna get. I'm gonna read this real quick just to see if there's something funny, like in hindsight, where they talk about like how good the soundtrack is. Because it is not good. We won't know if Chronicles is the best thing to happen to Sonic since the Sega CD. First off, Are you just forgetting the Dreamcast games? Like, come on. And secondly, bad game. Oh, is this Parasite Eve? Remake Parasite Eve. Square, please do it. This one has not had many interesting things in it, has it? Oh, here's bad horror games. I see one that I'm immediately going to go ahead and have to say they're wrong about, which is Illbleed, which is actually great. This is actually a great game, and Game Informer's wrong. But, what else would we expect, really? That's the funny thing about the fact that I have so many of these, is that I don't even particularly like Game Informer. Honestly, I just think some of the covers look cool, and also I just get them for free through GameStop, so who cares? Teras Kasai is what? Who was the master of it? I'm gonna just say Arden Lin, because I don't know who that is. Man, I don't know most of these. Ooh, ew, get away. So here we go, we're gonna end it now on the Resident Evil 2 version. What is on the back? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that game before. Which is why they probably put ads for it in the back, so that people would know, but it didn't work. Yeah, so I've literally never looked through this, so we shall see. One of the most anticipated games of 1998, Resident Evil 2 has finally arrived. There's a cute little picture of Claire. Who is that? That's clearly, I think, supposed to be a Resident Evil character, but I don't know who it is. They're wearing blue, which I don't think any of the main characters wore. Wow, they just got right into it, huh? So there's Birkin. There's Ada. Capcom originally announced the release of Resident Evil 2 to be March of last year. To the dismay of nearly every PSX fan, the release moved again, and ultimately culminated in this month's monumental launch. That has happened with nearly every single Resident Evil game, like up until, I think, 5. I don't think they've had as many issues lately. One of the main characters was first introduced as a college student with an interest in motorcycle racing. That would be Elza Walker. She was then completely redesigned to become Claire Redfield, sister to original Resident Evil character Chris Redfield. The main characters, Leon and Claire, have head-tracking animations that will give them new life. Resident Evil 2 is loaded with varying cutscenes that heighten the intrigue, suspense, and incredible horror. So this is them rating it. This is pretty much great reviews all around. There's Mr. X. Good old boy. He's missing his hat, though. Oh, cool. There's actually, like, way more. So we got Claire. Don't let her girlish figure fool you. God, imagine if they did that now. Claire is the sister to STARS team member Chris Redfield. Her tenacity, coupled with her bloodline, make her a serious force against the undead who stray across her path. After hearing of the dastardly events that have befallen the town, Claire travels to Raccoon City in search of her brother. We got Sherry, we got Leon. Unfortunately, his voice actor just passed away like 2 weeks ago or so. That was a big bummer. This brash young cop is fresh from the police academy with the phrase "to protect and serve" still echoing in his mind. He soon realizes, however, that the only one in town that may be safeguarded by his constabulary duties is himself. Even with the odds against him, Leon is loyal to his duty. He has no choice but to search Raccoon City for survivors. Ooh, the sultry and mysterious lady is drawn to Raccoon City in search of... Why is Barry? Where is Barry? We just got kind of various other tertiary characters. Irons, Ben, Annette, William. Some weapons, which is pretty cool. Here's some cool little artwork. This is pretty cool. This is back when, like, sometimes they would give you, like, some hints into how to play the game. Kind of like a mini walkthrough. Although this is kind of, I would say, vaguely spoiler-ish. Like, getting into things, like, there's a liquor. Yeah, this is weird. It's showing you, like, hey, this cutscene happens here. This is like... Yeah, this is maybe a little too much. I doubt that they would get away with showing, like, all of this now. The Vacant Factory. And I guess that's it. So this, I think, this had to have been after Final Fantasy VII came out. Yeah, Parasite Eve is a great game. They need to remake that. Absolutely, they need to remake that. I guess this was before it even came over here. I had these. I had that Mario, I had that Yoshi, there's a Luigi. Maybe it's not exactly these, but there were these that looked exactly like these that were in crane games at the boardwalk by where I live. I definitely had them. I had a Mario, he was a wing cap Mario, there's a Yoshi, there was a Wario, and a Luigi. I still have that Luigi, actually. That is an ice cream sandwich. Don't know why we're making video games about ice cream sandwiches. The Masters of Terras Kasai, which was in one of the other issues that we just read. These are too high. This one's really high. This one is incredibly high. The bottom line 6 point... No. This is better. This is bad. Sonic R! Aw, I love that game. That is a game that gets unfairly poo-pooed upon, I think. I love this game. It has got a... What? This is the closest thing to a Sonic Adventure game. Someone at Sega read that and was like, Sonic Adventure? That's a great name. I like this game. It's got one of the best soundtracks. And the gameplay is fun. I don't care what anyone says. Well, I guess they don't have any, no trivia. I guess that must have been a later thing. And, that's it for that one. That was a cool little look back into the past. Like I said, I did pick up another older one. It's similar to Resident Evil. It is Resident Evil adjacent. I'm kind of a little bit more looking forward to looking through that one. But, I would very much so like to keep doing these if you're interested. I think I had some fun. There are a few other, like, more 360 era, PS2 era Game Informers that I have that I could do for a second video where I could also include the other classic magazine. So let me know if you're interested. If you enjoyed this, you know, thanks.